What is up, guys? It's me showing a bit of sexy, bold, no, it's kind of hairy actually, sexy, hairy knee. That if you look at like my head, like it, and then the knee, like they could be twins. It's kind of weird. Anyway, I'm in the game room, drinking a beer. I'm drinking a Tiger, all that stuff. I've got the lights on. It's actually looks like, well, the sky doesn't look too bad out of this window. The other window, it looks like it's going to absolutely thunderstorm and all that stuff. So yeah, this is the first video I've done in a while. I do have to make an apology because there's going to be parts of this video that are shot using my phone. Obviously, at the minute I'm using the webcam that's in front of me. But the phone, in my last video I picked up my new phone. It is the, not that one, that's my old iPhone. It's the Motorola G7 Power. It is an absolute behemoth of a battery life phone. You can just, like, I'm at work and hammering this like all day with the Dr. Mario World and just doing all sorts of stuff online, and I'll get home and I've still got like 60% battery. I mean, it's insane. I'm talking like a good 6 hours of screen on time and I've still got 60% battery. So anyway, unfortunately, one of the concessions with this phone is that it has a absolutely awful camera. This iPhone, it's an iPhone SE, it's ancient, but the camera absolutely destroys the camera on this phone. This is just awful. Like when it comes to auto focusing, anything like that is absolutely diabolical. So what have I been up to? Well, recently pretty much playing a lot of SEGA Saturn, which is odd, and I'll get to that in a few moments, and also doing some drifting and with the steering wheel in like Forza Horizon and Forza, just doing some skids and stuff. I've been thinking about doing some videos with that kind of content, but well, nobody wants this content, so nobody wants video. I just shouldn't do videos, fuck it. Anyway, I'm talking to myself here because there's no real audience anyway. I'm just drinking a beer, chilling out, talking to myself so I can, you know, watch it back and pretend that I have a friend who looks exactly the same as me. Anyway, yes, so the bit that I was getting to, the fact that I've been playing a lot of SEGA Saturn, which is weird. It is weird because if I go down here and pull this out, which probably should have been more prepared when I started this video, my SEGA Saturn is fucked. The reason it's fucked is, if you remember a few videos ago, I was trying to do the Sudokai installation on the Action Replay cartridge with some CDRs, that's the cartridge, and basically you can use a CD image on a CDR to flash this cartridge with a new firmware, which will then let you play backup games, which was what I was originally intending to do. I wanted to copy my Saturn games and then just use CDRs in the system. So unfortunately, when I was trying to do the disc swap, I couldn't. You don't know whether it's the disc swap that's not working or it's the CDR that's not working. It could be one, it could be both, but you wouldn't know unless you had another system that you could get it to work on. So basically I fucked the motor up on the disk drive, so that's pretty fucked. The laser still works. The laser wouldn't be a big issue to replace. I can get a laser, but as far as the kind of PCB for it with the motor on and all that stuff, it's not really a replaceable item, I don't think, unfortunately. So I do need a new Saturn, but then I don't, because I finally got the emulation to work, the Mednafen. it's another one of those things. It wasn't my fault for some reason. Every ROM that I downloaded from the internet, every image file, should I say, just did not work. You get errors for like character strings contain invalid characters, or maximum file size exceeds defined range, whatever. So none of it would work. And also, I think possibly it wasn't very clear. No. I think I did have it set up right. I'm not sure whether I had the BIOS in the right folder. It has to be in this firmware folder. But anyway, got it working. Luckily, my PC is powerful enough, because I think you need like a minimum of like a 3.2 gigahertz quad core for it to run decently. But I'll give you, hopefully I'll do some screen capture and put that in this video as well, and just walk you through that. So yeah, the rest of this video is probably going to be shot using the phone, so I will now start shooting on my phone. Like I say, I apologise for the lack of video quality. I could use the iPhone, but I don't really want to use that anymore. I just want to try out this phone again. I used it in the last video, but I didn't really look at the footage, to be honest. But without further ado, let's get into this stuff. Right, so I am here at the desktop of my PC. You should be able to see me in the corner. So yeah, this is where all of the magic happens, obviously, when it comes to the SEGA Saturn emulation. So if I click on this link here, we have not the right folder. Actually, we don't need to go into that. Basically, there is a folder somewhere on this computer, and it has all of the files and stuff to get the Mednafen working. It has the BIOSes in the correct firmware. Folder, there's a BIOS for PAL, US and Japanese systems. The Japanese one's kind of cool, because even though I've been able to play Japanese games on my PAL system using the Action Replay, it does actually have the Japanese boot kind of sequence, intro, whatever you want to call it, which is obviously different to the PAL one. It's got a different sound, it looks different, it's got the Japanese Saturn logo and all that stuff, so that's pretty cool. Never experienced that before until I started playing around with the emulator. So here we are, we have MedGUI R, this is a shortcut. Actually, we will I guess we'll have to go into the folder anyway. I'll just do it by opening the file location, so I don't have to do too much digging. Right, so anyway, this is a front end for Mednafen, because Mednafen is literally you've got that is a GUI that doesn't work. Basically, you get your image file, you have a bin file and a Q file, and it's the Q file that you use to launch, and you literally drag it from one window, or if they're in the same folder, the same window, but you drag your Q file into the executable, and then it actually runs a game. To be honest, I'm probably better off just like kind of demonstrating this for you. So you've got your one window here, your other window here, you get your ROMs, we'll go Area 51. There is no audio from the PC capture at the minute. It's not imperative, so it doesn't really matter. But basically you drag it over, and then, well, we have audio because it's actually coming out of the speakers of the TV, so forget what I said. And then it'll run the game. Basically what you do with the MedGUI is you install that, and then you run it, and then it will ask you for your kind of destination folder for your mednafen.exe. So anyway, that's that, all of that stuff. So we close all of that, and then we launch MedGUI R. There are some like Mednafen, I can't remember what it stands for, but basically it's some multiple emulator, massive I don't know, but it does different systems, but basically I've got it set up for Saturn at the minute. And here you'll see is a list of the Saturn games that I have I've not downloaded them, I've actually ripped them. I've created images from my own games, so there are no games that I don't actually own physically here. Not because I'm against downloading, you know, games that I don't own or any of that bollocks. The reason I've done this is because, like I said earlier, a lot of the files that I download don't work for whatever reason. They might need converting, but it's just easy to do it this way. I can even say it's probably quicker to rip the discs, believe it or not, because most of the sites that you find image files on, they are so fucking slow because they're like those free posting sites where they want you to pay money to download stuff at a decent rate. So for that reason, I've basically ripped all of my games. Plus it's hard, you know, for example, I don't have it on here because the game wouldn't rip. I'll get onto that in a few ticks. But basically PGA Tour 97, not really the biggest loss to the world, but I couldn't rip it. So I was trying to find a image file for it, and I found a US one. I didn't spend all day, don't get me wrong, looking for a PAL image, but I just couldn't. In the 2 minutes that I spent, I couldn't find a PAL ROM, so I just gave up on that. So yeah, this is the list, and basically you have to excuse me here. Where's the fucking mouse pointer gone? There it is. My mouse is wireless and it kind of doesn't really have the best signal. So, you know, you scroll through your games. We got Sega Rally, it's a basic one everybody knows. I'll just turn the sound down a little bit. And I'm using a Xbox 360 wired controller here. Obviously you can run the game in full screen. I'll just Alt Enter here. I need to click, yep, there we go. I'm using an Xbox 360 controller. Basically I have like the A, B, C buttons. The A and B buttons are the ones that are the Xbox 360 A and B buttons, and the X, Y. And then the C buttons and the Z buttons are like the triggers or the shoulder buttons. What is cool, if I press back on this 360 controller, the way I've got it configured, it's actually emulating a 3D control pad, which was the control pad that came out with Knights. So if we go into arcade mode, just to get some gameplay to show you quickly, play Championship, and possibly I can use analog on this. It was working in the menu, because I'm guessing because it was steering wheel compatible. So could be a little bit wonky though. Yeah, there's some dead zone issues, but I am actually controlling Sega Rally here in analog control, which I have never actually done before. But here you can see it's pretty accurate emulation. I haven't really encountered too many problems when it comes to the emulation. Even down to the load times. The load times, it's not one of those emulators where everything, you know, loads instantly because we're using more powerful hardware and reading off a hard disk. It seems to kind of even emulate Saturn's load times, which sometimes can be frustrating, but it does kind of, you know, when you play a game on an emulator and it just loads instantly, and it's like, well, that wasn't how it was back in the day, or the kind of length of the load screens are like imperative to the gameplay somehow, or the experience. So yeah, that is Sega Rally. Alt Enter to get out. I can just press escape to get out. The only games I've discovered so far, for whatever reason, I think it's the engine that they run on, that don't actually work are the Virtua Cop games. Sod's Law, it's probably going to run now. But yeah, just get blank. Press buttons. Nothing happens. And it's the same with Virtua Cop 2, which makes me think it's the engine. yeah, as you can see, just black screen. One other problem, it's a shit game anyway, but if we run Wiz, the FMVs don't work as they should do. So you see, we get noise here, we get the sound, we don't get any visuals, we skip it, and then the title screen comes up and the game actually works fine. So yeah, other than that, I've not really encountered many problems. I've been playing quite a few pinball games, which is weird, like, why am I playing pinball games, but I've actually been enjoying it. So yeah, there are some games that I haven't been able to rip, they won't read, I'll get to that, and the whole disc rot thing. But so far I have, it's something like, it's 160 something games in here. There's a couple of demo discs and stuff in there as well, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that is the emulation and how I'm playing Saturn at the minute. I know the purists, I mean, like I say, I've got the hardware, but it's broke. I've been playing all of these games on the hardware, but this is just so convenient. I just end up playing games that I just wouldn't pull off the shelf for whatever reason. You know, just meh. I see Pro Pinball the Web. It's a game that's got one fucking pinball table. I do not have the effort to go and take a game off the shelf to play one fucking pinball table, you know what I mean? But if it's just and it works, then it does work. Like I say, you have to excuse me, this mouse is, the signal's a bit patchy on it. But anyway, yes, that is the emulation side of things. What am I going to do going forward? I'm actually going to probably, I think I can put my own art on here, because the download art thing doesn't work. So I'm hoping I can just add my own, and then I'll add pictures of my actual games on there and stuff. I did have to edit the CSV file for the kind of database of the game. So basically what would happen is you'd have, say, Exhumed here, and the next game would be the same game, Exhumed, except it isn't. It's F1 Challenge, for example, and then I'd have to go into the kind of like the CSV comma separated value file and kind of just change it manually and then save the file. But I've done all that, so we have the correct names and everything. So yes, if you have the PC, definitely recommend doing this. But I can only really recommend ripping your own games, not because I'm against piracy or any of that bollocks, just due to the fact that none of the fucking ISOs that the bin and Q files that I download or anything just work. And you got these weird, like, people creating images with MP3s and stuff. So just fuck off, will you? Bin and Q file works. Anything else, fuck off. There is an intruder in the game room, and if we have a look here, you can see just how goddamn awful this phone is. Auto focusing, it's so slow. Also, just while I'm here, turn this light off. I kind of really need to fix this light switch here. Should probably stop pissing about with it, because it might trip the circuit breaker. Anyway, so here I am with the travesty that is the Motorola G7 Power, looking at my Sega Saturn collection. I don't know whether there is some image stabilization settings I can work with, but like, looking at my phone, it's like I need some anti-aliasing on my video. It's weird, it's jaggy, it's like struggling and stuff. It's just a shit camera. Yeah, these are all of the games that I have ripped. Well, they're not, because that copy of Madden NFL 97 US is sealed. Hell yeah, that's, like, according to somebody else, worth about $20, because that's what they've got it listed for on eBay. Yeah, just to prove I do still have the games, and I have been through all of these and put them all in the plastic sleeve. So if you don't believe me, I'm just going to pull out. Well, I could have scripted this, so you might still not believe me. But if I pull out like tunnel B1, put it down here, and hope that there's not sticky beer on this table. It's in there in its little plastic sleeve. They're not archival quality, but I can't really see it being too much of a problem. So an update on the disc rot. We may have jumped the gun and said that the pinholes are disc rot. Yes, you can blame me, say I'm scaremongering, clickbaiting and all that bollocks. The fact is, I had people in the comments saying none of my games have got pinholes. Well, your fucking games have got pinholes, you dickheads. Because if they ain't got pinholes, then this is fucking disc rot. So I got people saying, which I'm going to tend to side with them now, that it's just a, manufacturing defect and it's not disc rot, because all of these games have ripped, and apart from the Virtua Cop games that don't play, and the problem with Wiz, all the ones I've tested so far, they play fine with no problems. And I say the image burn didn't throw up any errors or anything. There were some that took some took several attempts to rip, but yeah, I got there in the end. So moving into the office, I've got more chat shit to waffle on about. So now that I'm in the office, which I do actually use as an office, and I do stuff in here, admin and stuff, I have picked up more Amazon devices. I've actually picked up 2 more Echo Dots and another smart plug. The thinking with this is, if I install Plex on my Fire TV, then I can kind of stream stuff from the computer, and like when I'm in bed and stuff, watching movies, and then I can turn the computer off remotely. In my head that works. I've not actually tried it yet, but yeah, I do have an Echo in here now and a smart plug. So Alexa, turn on PC. Then it clicks, and then the power is on, but obviously I still have to press the power button. Yay, jump cut. So just while I'm waiting for the computer to start up, here's the plastic wallets that I have left. There's a piece of blank paper. Actually, it's not. It's got an Amazon returns link on the top of it. But anyway, that's another story for a different day. No, I won't do a video on that. Right, so these are actually the games that wouldn't rip. Like I say, PGA Tour 97 was one of them. Now, first off, we'll look at Rayman, shall we? It's disappointing because this is in really good condition. And then if I hold it up to the light, you will see there is a massive... That is not disc rot. That's a fucking... Somebody scratched the fucking thing. So yeah, a game that I really want to play on the Saturn. I do have it on PlayStation, but it was one of the first PlayStation games that I got, and I don't know, nobody really cared about it at the time, but I don't know, something about it, because it's 2D. I've got a thing for kind of 2D 32-bit games, basically, I guess. Here's a sheet with some HTML notes from when I was learning HTML, because I know that stuff if you see my website, which isn't live anymore. PGA Tour 97 doesn't work. Don't know what the fuck happened to this, but it's got some like white stuff around the rim of it. But then like the actual disc doesn't look too bad, but it don't fucking rip. So that's diabolical. Winter Heat. Never actually played this game before. I don't know whether it works in the Saturn. Some of these games actually work in the Saturn. I mean, look at that. That is a gash. And that is not disc rot. That's a fucking little scrapey there as well. But the one I'm disappointed at is Primal Rage. This game plays in the Saturn. I know that for a fact. I'm not sure about the other ones, but this one does. And there's not too much wrong with it, but there is. It doesn't really show up pointing at the light. in this little silvery bit, there's a little bit of a nick, a light scratch across it. And for some reason, I think the outer bits, I don't know whether it's piracy protection, you see there's like a rim around the edge of the disc, and there's one on the inside, and I think that's kind of piracy protection. And if that's kind of scratched and it can't read it, it thinks that the game's fucking pirate or whatever. Arr. So yeah, let's move on to the actual computer. Wow, this is a fun challenge for the phone. Trying to focus. Yes, I don't have any recording or capture stuff set up on this computer, so we shall use the phone instead, because ghetto. So if I open up Image Burn, we'll just show you what I've been using to rip my discs. And there you go, you open that up and you go create image from file, you put your disc in, and when that shit there's all lit up, you go boom, and it just rips it, unless the game disc is fucked, and then it doesn't, obviously. Right, so point the camera away at the wall. No, we'll point it at the beer, because there could be some sensitive information or some porn links or something on this computer. So I'm going to point that away. And I'm going to open up the documents, and I'm going to find game collection values. Yes, there we go. This folder here, I created a mega spreadsheet. And if I open it up, this is actually some kind of values that I made a few spreadsheets like ages ago for my collection. They were uploadable. They were readable on my website in PDF form. The website no longer exists, don't ask for a link. Well, yeah, recently I updated the SEGA Saturn one. The reason why I updated the SEGA Saturn one was because I added a column in. And no, that's not Sega, that's Sega fucking Mega Drive, you twat. Anyway, I added a column in, as you can see here, with ripped. And yes or no, or like reasons and stuff. Like, for example, King of Fighters 95. Yes, I've ripped the disc, but it doesn't have the ROM for the cartridge. People have dumped that online. I just can't find it yet. Madden 97, the US version, no, because it's a sealed copy. Magic Carpet's not working, allegedly. Don't know. Well, whatever. Who cares? Terrible game. And here you can see we've got Primal Rage PGA Tour and all that stuff. So I was kind of, you know, updating this spreadsheet to basically catalogue which games I've ripped, and I've ripped them all now. And then I updated the valuations as well, using eBay prices. Oh my God, why did you do that? And if we look here at the eBay prices, what have we got? Since the last time I updated the prices, the collection has risen in value from £1,924.12 to £2,643.68. So that's a pretty nice little increase there. I'm not sure actually what value is that. Ignore that one actually. I'm not 100%. We'll go with that one there, and that's like a 1,100 quid increase from 2017. So about the same time of year, but 2 years ago. We have a 1,100, about 40% price value increase. So yeah, and this all needs updating because I got like shitload more games than are on here. But I've been busy learning like jQuery and more JavaScript and stuff. So yes, that has been a long-winded fucking bullshit video. And I should add as well, if a game doesn't rip on here first time, I will whip open the laptop and I will I hate laptop disk fucking disk drives, but I use a disk drive and then just like grind while I'm ripping other games, and then sometimes it works and it's like, hey, I can play that game on my emulator now. Thanks for watching. It's been a long, tedious, boring shit video. Alexa, why are my videos so shit?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
You bitch, you could at least pretend that they're not shit and just not like act like you don't know. Alexa, turn off PC. Boom. Suck on that. Wow, that was the end of the video. And yeah, I had pretty much edited the video and I wasn't far off finishing it and rendering it and all of that stuff. And as I was edited it, as I was editing it, got my words out. Obviously I'm back and forth through the footage. It said the trigger word Alexa, as in I mean on the video, because obviously
is a genus of grass skippers in the
Alexa.
family.
Actually, I think we just need to pull the plug on Alexa for the moment, because basically I was watching the video and when I said in the video, Alexa, turn off the PC, it turned the fucking PC off, and now I've got to do all the fucking editing again because there isn't even a recovery file or anything for the... Oh, fuck you, Alexa, you cunt. I should just not mention any of the Amazon Echo shit in videos because it's probably like you may be watching, but you won't be watching this bit if you're watching on a PC with a smart plug controlling it because your chances are your PC's turned off. So don't know why I'm even talking about it. But for all you non-Alexa enabled motherfuckers out there, but yeah, it's first world issues, man. They're real. They're coming for you. Alexa gonna fuck your life up big time. You can't say shit to Alexa because she's gonna ruin your life.